Greetings, welcome back to Pink Oddbird. Today what I'm here with is another set of Alice in Wonderland journals, so let's go ahead and take a look. After a lot of questions on whether or not I would be doing more Alice journals, they're finally here. Obviously they are a little bit different than the original ones. For the original series, what I did was made individual characters, and these here are all more just general Alice in Wonderland based. So it's just like a mix of everything Alice in Wonderland. So that's what these are. There are 5 of them and they're super similar on the inside. So give or take, some of the pages are a little bit different and most of the ephemera is pretty much the same. So what I'll do is do a full flip through on one and then speed up a flip through on the rest of them. There isn't a really good way to differentiate these. So what I'll just do is list them as Alice 1, 2, 3, etc. in the order that I filmed them, and that's how they'll correspond with the Etsy listings. So let's go ahead and get started. So I just picked a random one here to get started with. These are all Traveler's Notebook size, so 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. As you can see, they are super duper full. They have a nice floral pattern fabric on the outside, so this is kind of how the fabric looks on this one. And then I just did like a simple stitch around the perimeter here. This is vintage seam binding, lace seam binding as the closure. And then, so there are going to be 3 little charmy things on the paper clips. So there's one that's like a crystal, one will be some kind of like a big bulb bead, and then the third one is a little pearl at the top. The 4th thing that they will all have is something that is attached to the closure. So something will be like either a key or a clock, and I'll be sure to show those as well. So on the cover, it's a collage of different things. There are paper, book pages from the book, and music paper. They all have a flower on the front, some sort of Alice image, and a little bit of lace. So that's this one. On the inside, they all have one of these fabric pockets that I made as well. These are scrap tags that I made, and I love these because it's kind of also like a little sampler of some of the pages that might be in the book, but on the back it's neat too because it also serves as kind of like lines for your journaling, so I think that's pretty neat. And then they all have a little Ex Libris card as well. Alright, so in the front there's a couple of pieces of ephemera here. Alright, I moved the camera a little bit closer so you can see better. So I have some Alice paper here, a little bit of textiles. They all have one of these little stamped and stitched tags, and this one has a little paw prints for Cheshire. They all have a little title here at the front. Another tag here. Oh, and here I stamped a little bat with twinkles because twinkle twinkle little bat. So they all have that. They have the little gerbil guy here. They all have one of these little pockets that I made. There's a little bit of spraying on the back of that one. And then one of these vintage playing cards. So they also have one of these fabric tags here, and then a little bit of ephemera I got from Miss Dolly. So they all have something like this, but they're all different. They all have a little swatch of the old Alice fabric here. They also have one of these little post-its of the caterpillar. I got those from Dolly as well. Actually, I got a lot of stuff in here from Dolly, so thanks in advance, Dolly. So a little bit of fabric, and this flips open. Little timepiece, and then I did do some little Tim Holtz words here and there. This one says "Some bunny loves you" because it's on the bunny page. And here they all have a little tag with one of these little tags attached to it. There's a pocket here as well. And then as you can see, I tried to do like sort of like kind of, some of the spreads are sort of themed. So like this one is kind of like for the Red Queen. And then I just stitched some little hearts from the punch there. There is the little bead, little teacup piece of ephemera. They all have one of these eat me or drink me's on the belly bands. There's a little ticket here. I made these little tiny tags and they have like little bow ties on them. A little bit of ruffles here. Another tag. There are two little tags down here. There's a book page. They have the raven in there. Another tag that I made. There's the center of this signature. These little tags came from Dolly as well. Little butterfly. They'll have the door lock stamp as well. This piece flips open. They'll have a little piece of this metallic paper that I got from Kim, so I just turned that into a tuck spot. This one says drink me, and then a couple pieces of ephemera. They all have one of these glitter heart tags, and they're backed with coffee stained paper. They all have a rosette tag in them. They all have 3 of these little paint the roses little tags that I made. So just like the original, I just kind of drew these out. And then the tuck spot here, I found this cool stamp at the thrift store. So this one says off with their heads. A little bit of trim here. There's a butterfly transfer down there. Some fabric. This is that, I think it's like needle kind of paper, needlework paper. It's got the tiny grids on it. I love the way these turned out. They're so cool. Little Cheshire Cat paper, and then I put his little paw prints down there. A big piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. The little bunny. And here we have a tag that I made. This one says eat me, and then a little playing card tucked in this doily. I made a little potecalope here, and then inside of them they all have some more of these little eat me, drink me little tickets. In the back, a couple more pieces of ephemera. Another pocket. And this is just, it was a scrap, so I turned it into like a big pocket with a tag inside of it. Little bit of lace at the bottom. There's my stamp. And that is the basis of what these are all going to look like. So that is the main flip through that I will do. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed it up so that you guys can see the rest. All right, so these are going to be listed up in my Etsy shop while they last, and that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.